Let's be honest, not every day is a full glam day. Sometimes we just want our skin to look like skin, but just better, just the best version of itself. Like, I still want to kind of disguise some of the flaws like the dark circles, but I also want to make the most of the parts that I actually love. So what I want to share with you today is the best foundations for everyday skin-like makeup. These are tried and tested, by the way, and they're foundations that I absolutely love, and I can't wait to go through them with you. Plus, you get no cakey finish with these. These are products that give you the glow, they give you a slight kind of coverage, just the right amount. It's not so sheer where you're not going to get the coverage, but it's also not so heavy where it looks overdone, cakey, and sits in your creases. It's kind of like comfort for your skin without clogging your pores. So first up is the Haus Labs Skin Tech Foundation. Honestly, this one shocked me in the best way possible because in actual fact, I wasn't planning on getting this, but it was you guys over on my other YouTube channel, the Educational Beauty channel, that actually convinced me to get it. I remember I was going on a trip to New York and a lot of you guys were messaging saying, please, because I basically asked you guys what I should be buying or what you would recommend, because we don't get all of the brands over here. Like, slowly they're all shifting over to this country, but we didn't at that point. So one of them was Haus Labs, and I was like, is this going to be a waste of money? It's pretty expensive and I'm not too sure. I wasn't hearing much about the brand at this point, but oh my god, it's absolutely amazing. It gives you a beautiful medium coverage. It feels like there's literally nothing on your skin. You can actually build it up, so if you want to layer it up and give yourself more coverage, you can do that if you want more of a full glam look, but honestly, it gives the most amazing skin finish to your skin. It covers up all the right parts, like it covers up or brightens, I would say, the kind of areas that you feel like you might have discoloration or isn't necessarily even with the rest of your skin, but it also enhances the areas that are good. It blends like a dream. It literally looks so seamless on the skin. It has more of a luminous finish to it, I would say, but you can mattify it depending on how you set it. Personally, I really love just pressing the powder onto it with a big brush, like really pressing it into the skin. It's actually got fermented arnica in here, which is really good for calming the skin. So I especially recommend this foundation for anyone who deals with clogged pores, and acne and just breakouts, because I feel like this is a really good foundation for sensitive skin and to ensure that it isn't actually going to make your skin worse. I actually feel like this will help to make your skin better. It's very calming, one of the most calming foundations for the skin that I have come across. It doesn't give you any kind of like reaction or anything. I know you guys are going to love it. It also has over 20 skincare ingredients in there. I mean, can you even ask for anything more? Like, I think that's doing a pretty good job at looking after your skin. So like, it's genuinely doing something for your skin while you're wearing it. It doesn't make you feel so bad about your skin. I would say the shade range is honestly phenomenal because it is 51 shades and they're really good undertones, so that you know, I feel like if you're anywhere from tanned to olive to very dark to very kind of like paler in skin tone, I feel like you're gonna find the right shade. It's a very velvety finish to the foundation. It's like that polished, barely there look. I would highly recommend applying this using a kind of buffing brush, something like the BK Beauty 106 brush, which by the way is a tool I would say that I would recommend for a lot of these foundations, but I will tell you like what are the tools they really kind of sit well with and blend well with too. But that is my first one. Next up is the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. Wow, that's all I can say about this foundation. I wear it all of the time. I'm actually currently wearing this foundation right now. What do you think? It's daylight. I've got no kind of fake lighting going on here. This is just the sun. It's going to be sunset in about half an hour, so yeah, I just want to be honest with you, like this is what it looks like on. I love this foundation. It's absolutely amazing. It applies like a dream. I feel like it gives you that really juicy skin. So when I apply this, I almost feel like it's just kind of just plumping up my skin as I'm applying it. It just gives me that slight plump look to my skin, and I've never really known a foundation to do that. That's why I really love this one. I love applying this with the BK Beauty 106 brush. I do feel like it really applies well with a damp beauty blender too. Personally, I really love spraying the beauty blender with a setting spray, something like the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray, or even the MAC Studio Fix setting spray, and I feel like it applies like a dream. It's literally 80% skincare in this, so another foundation that's really going to look after your skin. I feel like you can get a really barely there look with this, but at the same time, if you do want to layer it up, then you can get that kind of glam look. But either way, it's always going to make your skin look healthy. Now, this one isn't exactly a full-on foundation, but I would say it's an amazing replacement for a foundation. This is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, the new reformulated version. I love the fact it has SPF 50. I love the fact that it has SPF 30 in here, so it is kind of like protecting your skin too. By the way, I believe that the previous one does too, but I haven't actually gone out of my way to find out the SPF on each, but this one makes it pretty clear that there is SPF 30, like most tinted moisturizers. Now, I would never actually replace your moisturizer with this, like this tinted moisturizer. I would always rely on my skincare to do the hydrating and everything that it needs to do. This, I would say, is a good option if you want to replace your foundation with it, something that's really going to look after your skin, keep it hydrated. So a great option if you have dry skin, by the way. It's still like, it's an icon, right? It's a viral tinted moisturizer that's been used and known for so long. It's literally the OG of tinted moisturizers. But what I love about this is it isn't greasy on the skin. It's a really opaque finish. You get amazing coverage. Your skin looks just like skin, but better. It is buildable, and the color range is, I would say, okay when it comes to tan skin or olive skin tones, but you know, I feel like you can very easily kind of like get the right tone if you mix in the correct concealer. And I don't mean physically mix it in with the actual formula. I would say apply the right concealer in certain areas and have this under or over your concealer based on whether it's too light or dark for your skin. Next up is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Now, obviously everyone loves this. It's a viral foundation, and for good reason. It's one of those foundations that just makes your skin look better in camera and in person. I do feel like that whole light reflecting element to it is really great for kind of giving you that lit from within look, and I do feel like this is a good everyday foundation. It's very natural on the skin, it isn't heavy, quite fluid to be honest in texture. I would say this is a solid medium coverage foundation, but the great thing about it is it doesn't look heavy on the skin, it doesn't look cakey. Now, this is a foundation that really does blur your imperfection, so you do get that whole blurring effect, which I think is exactly what we want. It kind of evens out your texture, it doesn't highlight texture, and considering it is a light reflecting, well, not considering it's a light reflecting foundation, but it is something that gives you that lit from within glow, and usually things like formulas that give you that lit from within glow can end up enhancing texture, and this somehow weirdly does not do that. It somehow manages to blur the texture at the same time as giving you that lit from within glow. So it's a really good option for daytime, like a natural finish. Now, like I said, it is a medium coverage foundation, but if you do want to get a lighter finish for it, I would highly suggest putting it on the back of your hand and using a sponge which is pretty damp, not wet though. So you want to like wet it so it doubles in size, and then wrap tissue around it so you absorb all of the excess water, and then basically buff it into the foundation as much as possible. So really work it into the sponge before you actually work it into the skin, and that way you're going to get this the most beautiful kind of veil of color over your skin with just the right amount of blurring effect and a little bit of coverage, but also keeping your skin looking like ultra skin-like. I would say the biggest pro for this is it like photographs beautifully. Like, it looks so good in pictures, but it still looks good face to face. It doesn't kind of cling to dry patches. It isn't oxidizing. It's a really good foundation. There's a reason why everyone loves this foundation. So, you know, the people don't lie. And honestly, I can back that up and tell you I absolutely love this foundation, and it is an OG for a reason. The Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Easy Blur. I've said this a million times, like, brands have such long names. It's like, honestly, I can't keep up. Like, just call it, use 2 words at the most. But anyway, you know the foundation I'm talking about. I would say it's pretty new. I think it came out this year. I can't remember, or maybe even last year, but it's a really good foundation. It's technically not a foundation. It's actually a skin tint, but to be honest, if you ignore the kind of like the wording on the packaging, it looks and feels just like a foundation. Like, I know generally foundations and makeup from Huda Beauty are quite heavy, so maybe this is a skin tint when you compare it to the rest of the makeup, but for me it's a pretty normal, average, everyday foundation. So I actually feel like it's not really a skin tint for the normal everyday person who doesn't wear so much makeup. It kind of performs like a soft blur finish to the skin. You can get a really nice natural finish with this. I do feel like it is a medium coverage. I don't know whether they say it's a light coverage based on it being a skin tint, but I would say this is a medium coverage foundation if you purely look at the formula. But you can get a much lighter finish with it, and again, it's down to your application. I would personally put this on the back of your hand. It's quite a runny fluid foundation, and I would mix in like just a little bit of your primer, or even like spray a couple of sprays of your setting spray into it, like to really like water it down a little bit more, and then use your BK Beauty 106 brush and really buff it into the brush before you buff it into the skin. You are going to get the most beautiful finish with this. What I do love is the shade range that's available with this brand, because they do kind of cater to everyone, to be honest, and it is a really easy like bottle, like tube really, to kind of carry around with you. It's not glass, so you don't feel like, you know, you're gonna break it. It's easy to travel with. You can throw it around, really easy to kind of use it. You can keep it clean very easily, so I would highly recommend this. It definitely does give you that whole filter finish, I would say. It blurs the skin again, like I mentioned with a couple of the other ones, and I do feel like it gives you that really nice kind of like dewy look to the skin, but obviously it's all down to you with how you set your foundation. But I really love the way this foundation looks on the skin. I actually feel like it's quite underrated. I think when people think of Huda Beauty, they instantly assume heavy cakey makeup, and I fully understand why, but this isn't actually like that. I actually think this is a really lovely daytime natural finish foundation. Now, if I were to pick my one favorite out of everything that I've mentioned, I personally love them all, but the one that I'm obsessed with at the moment is the MAC Studio Radiance foundation. I've been using that for quite a while consistently, but equally I have been just as addicted and obsessed with the rest of these at some point in time. So I feel like I'm just on the MAC one at the moment, but I'll probably alternate and use one of the others for ages and be like, why did I stop using this? So I feel like they're all really good everyday foundations. They're not heavy. They're going to give you that really nice skin-like finish. By the way, just very quickly, if you feel like you got anything from this video, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps my channel out and it would mean the world to me. So thank you in advance. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, and a lot of these foundations are infused with a lot of skincare, and these days foundations, like, brands are just generally really stepping up their game, and they're really kind of catering to what we want, which is great. We don't want foundations that are going to ruin our skin and just make us feel worse about the fact that we have breakouts. Some of you might not have, but you know, I do, and it can be a bit of a knock on your confidence sometimes, like you just don't want to go out. So I fully get it if you struggle with that, but these foundations are ones that I genuinely feel will make your skin look better when you don't have that perfect skin. All these foundations are going to give you that my skin but better vibe. That's exactly what we're going for here, and you're going to get it with these foundations. Let me know if you use any of them, or if you've tried them and you liked them, or even if you didn't like them, let me know why in the comments, because I'm always eager to find out from you guys what you think. If there are any foundations that you feel are amazing natural daytime foundations, then please do let me know. But at the same time, let me know what your skin type is like, so I understand why you like it so much. But other than that, I'm going to see you on the next video.